You are listening to Blue Pigment Podcast, a podcast for art. The definition of the word art is expression or the application of human creativity, a skill or imagination. I hope to discover new talent in areas such as music, poetry, to mixed martial arts and everything in between. I want to start with my own profession, Her Majesty's Armed Forces. The military has an abundance of characters, and I want to provide a platform for talented regulars, reservists and veterans. Follow my journey as I show you that there is more to the armed forces than just bullets and bombs. My name is Ash Stafford, and this is Blue Pigment Podcast. Welcome to episode 4. This episode is going to be about remembrance, and specifically Remembrance Day. Now, most members of the armed forces, whether they are a regular, a reserve or a veteran, hold Remembrance Day quite dear to their heart. But there are other opinions of Remembrance Day out there, and some may say that it glorifies war. Now hear me out, and hopefully I can change those opinions. Some wise figureheads throughout history, such as Edmund Burke, who once said, "Those that don't know history are destined to repeat it." And a Spanish philosopher, George Santayana, was credited as saying, "Those who can't remember the past are condemned to repeat it." And Sir Winston Churchill once wrote, "Those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it." So, the opinion of Remembrance Day glorifying war, I think it's the contrary to that. And that, yes, we do remember those that sacrificed their lives for our future. But it is also a time to reflect on what happened in the past, so that we could be more mindful in the future. So I've just been exercising my enormous brain. No, actually, I use a calculator. I could have Googled it. There are 525,600 minutes within a year. And all Remembrance Day is asking is for 2 of those minutes for you to be silent and remember the sacrifices that have been made for your freedom today. Now, to the parents that are out there that are worried about taking their toddlers or their babies to a remembrance service or a parade, and you're worried that they might cry or scream or play up during the service, I say take them anyway. Because one day that generation will need to be the generation that remembers and passes on remembering to the next generation and the generation after that, so that we don't repeat history. So the artist I want to introduce you to for this episode is a man named Ash Baker. He has his own YouTube channel, so you should definitely go check it out. He has some great work on there. He is a veteran. He was in the parachute regiment and is now a civilian. But he does a lot of music and a lot of songs. The song that I'm going to introduce you to now, he actually sings, he wrote it himself, and he plays the instruments for it. It's called Singing for the Angels.
When I'm alone, I remember the first time. When I'm with friends, I remember every time. I've seen an angel, I've seen 1,000 angels in my time. All of them had wings, none had a halo to be seen. I remember like it was yesterday, and I promise I will always remember your names. I'm singing love. I'll be singing love. Lest we forget. responsibility we got carry. With responsibility comes great power. The ways of the world are not ours to control, but if we make a difference, we don't make it on our own. Then we turn into angels. When I'm an angel, I'll shake your hand and I'll stand by you, and I will sing out loud, singing loud. I'll be singing loud. Lest we forget. To the new and the young, to the ones who have gone, to the old sweats to know, and the ones that I don't know. I'm singing this for you and the angels who won't grow. Oh, I'm singing love. I'll be singing love, lest we forget, lest we forget.
So that was Ash Baker singing for the Angels. I think you can't deny it, and you'd all agree that that is a talented man, and he needs some exposure to somebody somewhere, because the lyrics that are in that song are very, moving for me personally. And if you go onto Ash Baker's YouTube channel, and there's a video that accompanies that song, it has a lot of my friends on it that have passed away. And it is a very moving piece, and I personally found it, really emotional. But yeah, go on YouTube, check out Ash Baker, check out his other songs. Definitely worth a listen. There are actually a lot of Remembrance Day poems, and there are far too many for me to read out today. And instead, I'm going to read out a quote which is usually read at the beginning of the minute silence, or sometimes at the end of the minute silence. The poem is called For the Fallen. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Although Remembrance Day can be quite sad, it is also a time for bonding and getting together with colleagues and friends. Or family and loved ones. And what I like to do is take my children to a remembrance service, a remembrance parade, so that they can learn, about Remembrance Day. And sometimes after, the service is finished, I'll take the children back home and call a couple of friends up and see if they want to go for a pint. Obviously not this year because of COVID, but in past years and hopefully future years to come, I can call up a couple of mates, have a few beers together and reminisce. Remembrance Day dates back to 1918, at the end of the First World War. But it wasn't called Remembrance Day then, it was called Armistice Day. So it's been in our tradition and in our culture for quite some time now. And even during the Second World War, remembrance services were still being held. And there's a city in Belgium called Ypres, And they hold a remembrance service every single day. Every single day since 1918, they have held a service of remembrance. And even during the Second World War, when the Germans had conquered or captured the city of Ypres, the remembrance service that was held daily was then moved to Brookwood Cemetery here in the UK, near Purbright. If you ever get a chance to visit the Brookwood Cemetery in Purbright, you should definitely do it. It's a sight to behold. And one of the things I found incredible about Brookwood Cemetery is there's American soldiers, Canadian, British, Polish, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, all, etc., all in one place, just showing that the level of respect for those that served and those that fought for freedom at the time, no matter their race, creed, or culture. Right, that's me. Rounds complete for today. Stay tuned for next time. See you soon. The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely of my own or the guests, and do not express the views or opinions of anyone else or Ministry of Defence.